Hi, welcome back to the channel. I have a few things I've been working on. First thing, I have not done anything with this. This is on the agenda for a little bit later today, but so far we have not. I finished my husband's sock. I think I might have mentioned it on the last one. It fits him, so I have to cast on and do the other sock. And then I will probably have another skein of that yarn left. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I hate it, so I hate it. I hate how it feels. I hate everything. Well, I don't hate everything. It looks kind of cool, but it's not my style. I don't know why I'm playing with that. I'm trying to find my little red sock. I cast on the second to my little candy sock. Only like 5 rows into the cuff. I didn't do a whole lot on that because I decided there were other things that I needed to work on. And one of the things was my Bordeaux Nights top. I've gotten quite a bit of progress done since the last time I showed it. I love the color. This is gonna be so comfortable. It's soft and nice. Sir, that's not where your bone belongs. He's chewing his bone on. He thinks he's cool. I may have pushed the wrong button again, so I'm gonna have to splice that together. Sir? He just ate breakfast, so he is full of it. And then I've been talking about this beautiful yarn. I wasn't sure if I was going to like working with it though, because it's a linen. I've never worked with a linen. And I actually really like it. And this is the back panel of the Deshane. I finally cast it on. I said I wasn't going to cast it on for a while. I needed to finish a few things. And then I said, you know what? No, I need to cast it on. That's the back panel. And here is the front panel. Oh my God, look at this. I love how it just drapes and flows. It's so pretty. It's got, obviously I'll have to wear this over something, but I love it so much. This is going to be great. This is constructed top down in the flat. I just think it's flat. I think it's in the round and flat. I don't think it's called in the flat. Anyway, and it's got these fabulous, I love this lacy detail that they created here. This is just so beautiful. And the yarn is nice and soft against my skin. I feel like it won't be scratchy. Linen is a pretty great thing, so I may invest in more linen yarn. I really like it. Other than that, I think that's all for what I actually have been working on. I have been toying with the I have to get this I have to get this done because I'm going back soon and I've got to get this thing fixed, and this thing is such a hot mess. I'm just gonna tear it out and start over. I've got to get that done. I have the lace sock I want to work on. I have to cast on his other sock. And I need to cast on this other sock so that I can have a pair, because I need to have 2. I need 2 socks. And then once I get that done, I probably will steer clear of socks for a little bit. But I also want to weigh up the yarn I have and see, like I have a specific yarn in mind, but I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it'll be enough. I have to weigh it up and see if it's going to be enough for a ranunculus. If not, we're going to have to find some yarn that will work. I have yarn at home that will work. So, I mean, that's not a problem, but I would really like to, like, start it sooner rather than later, even though I am going home soon, but, I don't know. And I've been thinking about making some hats, too, to give to the kids for Christmas. Some hats and maybe, some little cardigans for each of them to wear. But I don't know. I've still got to finish my grandson's sweater. That's pretty close. It's getting there. I just gotta get, once I get home, I gotta get home. I gotta get the yarn that I need. And I gotta get that started. I have numerous projects that I have kind of pushed to the side. Not numerous. I have a few that I've pushed to the side and forgotten about. There's a couple blankets. Not including the king size blanket. I haven't forgotten about that. I just can't work on it while I'm here because I leave it at home. It's an at-home project. It's just too big to haul back and forth. And then I have this that I am considering making into a hat. Maybe a hat and a scarf. I don't know how far this will go. This is... let's see. Well, it's got 437 yards. I guess I should look at some patterns and see what I can get out of this. Whether I can do a hat and a scarf set. That would be cool to get a hat and a scarf for winter out of this beautiful yarn. And I honestly don't know why I brought this with me, because my ball winder, my winder's at home. I can't wind this up right now, so I don't even know why I brought it, other than I can't get enough of looking at it. I don't know. I have this. I started this. This was a bag a day project. It was one of her tutorials that she was doing. And I started it and I never finished it. And at this point, I don't even remember what tutorial it was. So I'm just going to tear this out and use the yarn for something else. Probably like as a heel toe cuff situation, because that's about all I've got enough for, really. I mean, it's probably more than that, but because I was trying to make it into a scarf. But at the same time, I have a terrible inability to judge how far yarn's gonna go. I'm often playing yarn chicken, and I have no idea if I have enough or not. Even if the pattern tells me how much I need. Because I don't swatch, I don't know if I'm on gauge, so who knows if I'm going to actually need more or less. I don't know. I need to start swatching. It's becoming a problem. I was going to swatch for the Deshane, and then I decided that it wouldn't matter if I was on gauge or not, because it's just something that I'm going to be wearing over a tank. So if it's too short, if it's shorter than usual, it's not going to be a problem. It's not like there's going to be any skin showing. It's going to be, you know, showing the bottom of my tank. So that's this yarn. I've also considered, I've also considered making this, there we go. That's a little better. Into a pair of socks. But when I tried to cast it on, I didn't like how it worked. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this yet, but that will be something. I've got to obviously do something with that. And then of course I've got my washcloth that I started that I still haven't gotten out and learned about the border so that I can finish it up so I can start. And I'm just gonna make the whole cone into washcloths and hand towels. I got a lot of cotton yarn. I don't know what I was doing when I decided to buy this stuff. It was on sale. I went. This was a while ago too. I don't even remember where I bought it from, but I bought like a couple of every color, and I bought several colors. So I have a lot of yarn, cotton yarn that would be great for dish towels and stuff. So, and then I noticed that I had this 4.5 millimeter needle out, and I'm not quite sure what I was intending to do with this. I have terrible memory problems. Like, I will have, because I've got so much going on, like, in my brain. I can still get a lot done, but forget a good chunk of what I was planning. So I've got to think hard and see if there was something. I put these on the cable, and I don't know why. I got to figure that out. I also have remembered the last video I mentioned there was something I wanted to do, but then I couldn't, like a plan I had that I wanted to put in place, but I couldn't remember what the plan was. And I remember I saw on a video I was watching a woman wearing a granny square, but they might have been hexagons. I can't remember exactly now. I did take a screenshot of it so I can go back and look at it and see. And I don't want to make a replica of it, but it kind of inspired me to come up with something and make it for myself. And that is what my idea was at that point. This time, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that was crochet. So, I do want to get some more crochet projects in the works because I haven't crocheted much at all in a while. I think the last thing I crocheted, besides my big blanket, that's crochet. The last thing I crocheted was, it was a shrug. It was actually the shrug that inspired the king size blanket. It's where I got the design for the king size blanket. That's at home. I can't show that to you, but I made that out of that cotton yarn. I used a cone. I used I think I dipped into a second cone for that one, but I'm not sure of the cotton yarn. It was in a chocolate colorway. It was real pretty. I like it. And then I've got, once I get this is actually almost to where I need to start the sleeves, because down here there will be a ruffle added to the bottom. So this has actually made quite a bit of progress. Once I get this off, I'll know how much extra of, I have a lot of these skeins. Again, I got, Joanne was going out of business, and was having a bunch of sales. So I got some of this for a really good price, and I got like a whole pack. I think I got 2 packs of this colorway, and I got 2 packs of another colorway. Like I think each pack coming with 5 skeins, 5 or 6. I have enough of this to do like so much, which I'm not mad about, because I've got some other, in fact, I might choose to do the ranunculus in that if I don't have enough of the yarn I have in mind. Actually, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. This is what I have in mind for the ranunculus. I was at the thrift store and I bought a big package of what looked like an old project, and it was, that hadn't been finished, and it was the front and back panels to a sweater. Pattern was in there and everything, and I do intend to make the pattern. The pattern looks really nice, but there wasn't enough yarn to complete the pattern, which is I think why they abandoned it. There was not enough of this yarn. This is all wound up from the sweater. There was no extra. This, and I think I have 5 of these in total. Various sizes, like some are bigger than this and some are smaller than this. But I think that might be enough for a ranunculus. But it wasn't enough, especially if I don't do sleeves, like if I don't do the long sleeves for the ranunculus. But it wasn't enough to do the sweater. So I want to do the sweater and something else. That might be something I do with some of this Joann yarn. I'm not sure. But I feel like for that sweater, I want something more tweedy or just solid color instead of multicolors like this. I feel like it would just look nicer, more crisp in a solid or a tweed. It would look really nice. I thought about doing the ranunculus in this yarn, and I think it would have looked really great. And in fact, I've seen one on somebody's video where they had made the ranunculus in this exact same color and everything, and I was a little bit jealous because I was like, I want one of those. But I already planned this yarn for something else, and I honestly wasn't real sure if I had enough to do a ranunculus with the amount of these that I have. It's possible. But I think that this is where I want to go with the ranunculus. I want it to be more of a winter, like just nice cozy wear. And which looks like that's kind of the intention behind the pattern to begin with. So I think it'll work just fine. Any other... Trying to think if I have any other things that I wanted to mention while I was on here. And I don't think so. I feel like I'm just gonna not like review what I'm reading and stuff, because honestly I'm a terrible reviewer. I'm just like, yeah, it's good. It's not... I do have the ability to know why I like it and why I don't like it, but to put it into words and, you know, put it out there for other people to understand what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and maybe take something from that, and I would also or would also not like the same thing. I'm not able. I mean, I am able, but that's too much effort for I'll just, you know, if I mention it, I'll mention it quickly. Like, oh, this is what I'm reading. I'm not gonna like go a whole like review or anything. I am still reading on Barry Carroll. I've only read a couple chapters since the last video. I started reading because my bedtime read was Dean Koontz Phantoms, and I finished that. Good, it's a good book. It ties up a little too neatly in my opinion, but that's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just too cynical. Happy endings, I find them suspicious. I don't know. But anyway, so I've started for my bedtime read Listen for the Lie, and I don't remember the author of that book. I would have to look on my Kindle app, which is on the phone, which I'm recording with, so we're not able to see that. I do all of this stuff on my phone. If I do any editing, which I very rarely do, it's on this phone. This one's going to have to be edited because I got to splice 2 video pieces together because I keep hitting the wrong button. But yeah, everything is on my phone. So it's really difficult for me to be talking about something and be able to have a reference. I have to write things down. If I don't think to write it down before I start recording, it's not gonna be mentioned fully because I don't know. My memory is like it's not that I can't remember. It's that I remember it wrong. Like I'll mix up names, stuff like I'm terrible with names to begin with. You know how long it took me to remember that this is called the Bordeaux Night? I don't. And this even though I'm just now starting it, I've had it in the I've had it in the plans for over 2 months, and I still had a hard time remembering that it was the Duchesne tea. So yeah, names are a little bit iffy for me. So I probably will get some things wrong, especially if it's like a foreign word that is not like an English language word. A name from another country, say. I will not pronounce it properly. I might not even try if it's super weird looking. Like, if it looks like it's difficult to verbalize, I might just start putting those on the screen. That's something I do want to start doing, though, is putting things up on the screen. Editing is something I want to include. I want to do more of, because I want my videos to be a little better than just me talking to the camera. But at the same time, it's on my phone and it's kind of a pain. But it's doable. I've done it a couple times. It's a pain. So I'm not trying to do it as much. I want to get something bigger to work with, but the laptops are expensive and they only last a couple years and then they're obsolete again, and I just can't fathom paying that kind of money for something that they're just going to say you can't update this anymore, and if you do, it's just going to run like crap. You need a better model. My phone has I have a Samsung phone, and this baby, while I have had to upgrade mine a couple times because I use mine a whole lot more than my husband. My husband has had the same Samsung phone for 10 years. I'm like, no, I can't. I think the longest I've had mine is 5, but that's because I use mine a lot more than he does. I watch everything I watch, whether it's on Netflix, whether it's on YouTube, anything is on my phone. I watch it from my little tiny phone. I use my phone for patterns. I use my phone for obviously looking things up. I have some games on my phone that I play. I use my phone for pretty much everything. It's going all the time between and now that I'm uploading videos, I'm also uploading videos on my TikTok, which not as much as I am here, but I'm definitely using it a lot more now than I was before, because between the editing and the uploading and then I watch through it again just to double check and make sure. So if I have to take it down in a hurry, I can. Like, no, what if I missed something weird in there? You never know. So I double check it. I watch it through once I upload it and make sure that it's good to go. And I haven't had to delete a video and re-upload yet, so I guess I'm doing okay. But then again, I'm keeping it super simple. Just my biggest thing is dead spaces and if honestly, when I do watch them back, I have to watch them back in double speed because I cannot stand to listen to myself in regular speed. but then again, I put everybody on like a higher speed. I up almost every video up to 1.25. But for me, when I'm watching my own videos, mostly because I already know what I'm saying, I just got to go through it and double check. I'll put it on double speed. It's a lot more tolerable to me to listen to myself in double speed. I don't know, that might sound weird, but I can't tolerate listening to myself talk. But with that, I'm gonna let everybody go. This is actually longer than I expected it would be, because I've done a bunch of rambling about probably nonsense and nothingness. Plus, I've got to add on the little bit that I did before, because I pushed the wrong button and I have to combine the two. So it's actually even longer than it says on my little screen right now. So right now it says 23 minutes, and I know there was at least a couple minutes. So it might be around 25, 28 minutes total. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let y'all go. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you in the next one.